So next we have the various selection filters. And for that I'll actually unhide this. We have now here, this is a NURBS sphere, just to give you another object type to look at. So what you'll see is as I select this NURBS object, or this polygon, or actually subdivision surface in this case, or now it's a polygon object, subdivision surface doesn't really make any difference, you'll see that the actual filters here change. So what we have is our filters being context sensitive. That means depending on what you have selected, you'll have a different selection of options or a different choice of options. So we have our standard point filters, object edges, polygons, clusters, whatnot. If we're on a NURBS object, here in this case, we now have boundary edges, so we can actually select our boundary edges or samples or individual points, or of course the whole object. Now for an object selection mode, we can also have groups of objects selecting them, or we can go into our very large set of selection filters, allowing me to, for example, just select NURBS surfaces. So if I now rectangle select over this, it's only going to select the NURBS surface. If I go into polygon mesh, it will now only select the subdivision surface, or in fact also the eyes, which are also subdivision surfaces under there. So these selection filters allow you to very, very quickly and very easily pick out the bits that you're going to be wanting or that you want selected. Very, very useful to keep these in mind and learn the various ones. You also see that as I go, for example, onto this object, my list changes. So now I have things like, for example, triangles. So now I could very quickly find all of the triangle polygons on my object. Or, for example, n-gon. That means more than 4 points per polygon, but I actually don't have any of those, it would seem. Also notice that at every given point, it's telling you exactly what is selected. So if I select, for example, here my border edges, it's now telling me exactly what those edges are on what object. You see we have two different menus, or two different windows here. The top window is the actual object window. The bottom window is the sub-object selection. So the top one is telling you what object it's on. The bottom one is telling you exactly which components or which clusters are selected at that time.